Welcome to your balance practice. We've got an hour of bliss together. We're going to start two options. Shavasana, just lying down on your back, you're already there, so feel free to stay there. Or in a butterfly supported Shavasana. So the bolster comes behind, your bottom's on the floor and the bolster's kind of wedged into your lower back. And then we lean back, soles of feet together, knees wide, and arms just out to the side. So either just a stock standard Shavasana or this version, our supported Supta Baddha Konasana. If the extension through your lower back's a little bit too intense, you can use your block to bring it underneath your bottom. And then that'll lift your hips up, it'll take the extension out of your spine. The block is a little bit hard though, so if you've got something else, you might want to use that. And then take your arms as wide as comfortable. So if you've got the space, take your arms out really wide and you'll feel a stretch through the front of your shoulder joint there. If you have a towel handy to place over your eyes or an eye pillow. If any of the poses that we do are just a little bit too uncomfortable, then modify them as much as you need to. Use the props or take them away even. Our balance practice is very much as comfortable as we can be, but there also is an experience of challenge. So you're kind of at your edge in poses because it's there where evolution happens. And I wanted to start our practice today by sharing with you some words from one of my teachers. She's a Vedic teacher, a Sanskrit scholar, and a Jyotishi, a Vedic astrologer. Her name's Dr. Katie Jane, and she says that in the Tibetan Buddhism tradition, they have an expression. This birth, this human birth, is precious. This is a precious human birth. It is precious because of all the beings on the planet. The human being, supposedly, is self-aware. We can become self-aware. Through that self-awareness, we can develop higher states of consciousness. In fact, our human nervous system is designed for higher states of consciousness. We are intermediary beings. We're not quite animals and we're not quite celestials. In this intermediary state, with this highly sophisticated nervous system, plus the ability to self-reflect, we can evolve. We can experience through that self-awareness that the expansion of who we are. And so for your balance practice this morning, our Yin, see if you can really concentrate your mind, focus your drishti on your breath. Your breath is the gateway to that sophisticated nervous system, highly sophisticated nervous system. As we start to extend the breath, the mind follows. We slow the breathing down, a mild hypoventilation, so then our thought patterns start to slow down as well. And just by the activity of concentration, concentrating the mind on one thing, eka tattva, concentrate it just on the breath, it'll start to slow down as well, and that's what brings us more self-awareness. When when the mind is running wild from thought to thought, we like to say like a crazy little monkey in a tree from branch to branch, there's minimal self-awareness. When the mind starts to slow down with the breath, then we are able to self-reflect. So we're conditioning our nervous system through the breath and training our mind through concentration. And they're the ingredients that we need to evolve. You've got 5 more breaths. This is going to take us into our caterpillar pose, which is a seated forward fold, legs long out in front. So use your elbows, especially if you're in this Supta Baddha supported. Use your elbows to lift yourself up off the bolster, your hands. You can roll over onto a side and slide yourself off the bolster that way. And then bring the bolster around in front, underneath your knees. So caterpillar, where all we're doing is leaning forward. What that looks like for you will depend on your bones. So you can just kind of rest your arms on your lap, tuck your chin, close your eyes. The more range you have, the more space you can move into. So you can really fold forward, cross your elbows and rest your forehead on your forearms. Or you can even bring a block out in front and rest your forehead on a block. Or a weight bag, or whatever's suitable. And these forward folds are beautiful for self-reflection. Self-awareness. Self-evolution. is a precious human birth. With this highly sophisticated nervous system plus the ability to self-reflect, we can evolve. Three more breaths. Very gently, very slowly, just peel yourself up. If you've got a block or any other props apart from the bolster, move that off to the side and bring your bolster out from underneath your knees to your right hand side. About hip-ish height and a little bit further away than what you normally would. And then lie down with your strap. So grab your strap, lie down on your back, hamstring, hammock, right leg, right foot, right leg. So make sure you've got a nice big loop of the strap. One end of the loop goes around the sole of the foot, the other end goes around the back of the head. Make sure the strap's not on your neck, keep your neck safe, keep it on the back of the head. And then adjust the strap as you need to whatever's appropriate for your bones and tissues. Just keep the bolster there on the right, we won't need that straight away. Just for this first one, it's just a standard hamstring hammock. And then I'll give you the option, I like to call them my double whammies. So you can use one ball, myofascial release ball, or tennis ball, whichever one you chose, and place it underneath your left glute. So that's optional. Hamstring hammock is where we are. And if you struggle with the hammock version, so the strap behind your head, just use your hand. Use that right hand, maybe left as well, to hold the foot in the strap. The ball underneath the left glute is optional. Where you place it on that left glute, again, is up to you. Very personal. You might not feel a lot, but even sometimes less is more. Even a little bit of pressure can send hydration and different kind of signals to our highly sophisticated nervous system and our miracle of a body. We don't often give our body much credit for just how incredible it is. Our bodies are healing machines, as long as we provide the right environment for it to heal. And that's part of the self-reflection practice, self-awareness practice, being aware of the different habits and lifestyle choices that improve, that support, or that hinder our evolution. If you have a weight bag, you can place it on your left hip, left thigh. Especially if you have a ball underneath your left glute, that'll add just a bit more weight to the pressure of the ball in the tissues. was sharing in our last class this morning that the asana practice, which ultimately our yin practice is asana, it's postures. It's just a different attitude, a different approach to the postures. Vinyasa is, dynamic, whereas yin is very passive, long-held stretches. But we can learn so much, become so aware, self-aware and self-reflective in our poses. And we can really notice and feel the physical evolution within the pose and the time that we hold the pose. Breaths. And before you release the strap from the foot, just release it from the head first. Bend your knee. And then use your right hand to guide that leg over to your bolster. So you can bend the knee as much as you need to. And that left hip might come completely off the floor for the leg to come around to the bolster. Where the bolster is will depend on you. I like to have the bolster sort of supporting my upper leg, and then the strap kind of supports the lower leg. But if you want the bolster to support your foot or your lower leg, then just wherever it's comfortable for you just to open up to feel from the hamstring stretch into more adductor, the inner thigh sort of opening stretch. And again, it doesn't have to be too intense. It might just be a gentle sensation, which sometimes is even better for the time that we hold it. You'll have some arm strength being utilised to hold the strap. But see if you can relax in that right hip. That's the key to this practice. The target area is relaxed. So our target area for this is right inner thigh, our adductors, but even deep into that hip joint complex. Whether your legs bent or straight doesn't matter. Our breath is the gateway to our nervous system, a very sophisticated nervous system. And you can feel it, if you feel anxiety or, someone beeps their horn at you and you get that shocked, scared moment and your heart rate increases and maybe some tingling through your extremities. By concentrating on the breath, by slowing it down and making it deeper, fuller, we have a direct impact on the nervous system response. And we can condition our nervous system as well with the breath. We can heighten it, we can pacify it, just by changing our approach to our breath. With those tools, we can then evolve. Three breaths. And then very gently, very slowly, just let that foot go. We're going to come back on, just flat onto our backs, however you can get there. You can leave the ball where it is if it's still there, or move it away, no big deal. Just lay flat. And let that right leg come out of the rotation, extension, pose. And then swap your props over to the other side. So the bolster will come to your left side, getting it ready when we do open the leg. And then set up your hamstring hammock on the left leg. So strap around the left foot, either just hold on to the strap, or if you can handle the hammock version behind your head, then take that. The ball underneath the right glute is optional, and the weight bag on top of the right thighs or thigh hip is also optional. This is a precious human life. We are gifted opportunities of self-awareness, self-reflection, self-evolution. And as humans, we also are gifted the choice to reflect, the choice to become aware, the choice to evolve or not. Every breath, every pose, even the transitions, even the recoils after the poses. So much opportunity to self-reflect or become aware, and to really notice and feel the evolution physically, and then transferring that to mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Slowly release the head out of the hammock if you've got it there. If you don't, just keep a hold of the strap. Left hand is going to guide the leg over to your bolster on your left hand side. You can bend the leg, bend the knee, take it over, and you just want that left hip to be open. It doesn't matter if the right hip comes up off the floor. Open up through the left adductors, those inner thigh muscles, and the hip joint itself. Whether your knees straight or bent, it doesn't matter. breaths. This will take us back into Shavasana, just to recoil. So release the foot from the strap if it's there. Let that left leg go long and take away any props that you might have, just so you can lie there flat and allow the body to come into that recoil experience. Bolster's on your left hand side, so it's going to stay there because we're going to take a supine twist. So hug your right knee into your chest and then take that right knee and guide it over towards that bolster on your left hand side, and just let your knee kind of, or leg, rest on the bolster. If you have a weight bag, you might like to place the weight bag on that thigh or hip. If you have eye pillows, towels, whatever, to make the twist a bit more relaxing. Do whatever you need to do. Set up this twist. Doesn't matter where your right shoulder is. So your right shoulder might be sort of hanging off the floor. That's fine. Doesn't matter where the right leg is. It might be high up or out sort of long. As long as the spine's in at least a gentle rotation. Because your spine is your nervous system highway. I like to call it our communication highway, because that's ultimately what the nervous system is. It's just a lot of communication happening, instant communication happening throughout the body, information processing. So everything that we do, especially around the spine, which is pretty much everything, the more sort of nourishment we can bring to the spine, the more sophisticated our nervous system, the more our nervous system's able to communicate, able to process. And that's those healing signals. Our body's constantly communicating with us. And generally it's kind of in the form of whispers, but not, English language kind of communication or whispers, but more so in like sensation or feeling. The nervous system is super sophisticated, and the body is also in general. It knows what it needs, and all it needs is for us to listen. Listen for its whispers. Become more self-aware, physically for the body's sake, mentally for the mind's sake, and spiritually for overall. Our nervous system is designed for higher states of consciousness. It's designed to evolve with focus, with attention, with practice. Like the changing seasons, us humans are not meant to be stagnant. We're not meant to be stuck in the one place. We are meant to evolve, just like Mother Nature evolves. The difference is we have a choice. Three more breaths. Again, we're going to come back to Shavasana, just to allow the spine to come back to neutral. So unravel yourself from whatever your rotation looks like. Just lay flat on your back comfortably. Good 3 to 5 breaths. And yeah, bring the bolster over to the other side and set up your supine twist. So hug your left knee in. Guide it over towards the bolster on your right. Whatever that looks like, doesn't matter the height of the leg, doesn't matter where that left shoulder is. Weight bags are optional, so is anything else. We are born into a precious human life. Self-awareness, self-reflection, higher states of consciousness, evolution, all gifts of this birth, this precious birth. So many of the processes in our body are governed and directed by our nervous system, the automatic nervous system. Breathing, heart beating, blood circulation. So sophisticated. It does it for us. And in fact, our Western science believe that we only know like less than 10% of just how sophisticated our nervous system, but the whole human body is. Body adapts and evolves, and we can do the same. You've got 3 more breaths. Again, come out of it really slowly and back to flat, back to spine in neutral. A version of Shavasana, just lying flat on your back. We're going to finish where we started in our supported butterfly. However, we're not going to use the bolster for the back. We're just going to lie flat on our backs. So bring your soles of feet together, knees out wide, lying down on your back. Now these are your options. Option 1, bring 1 ball in each hand and place it underneath your glutes with your soles of feet together, knees out wide. That might be enough for you. You can use weight bags on your hips if you like. And then option 2, so you can choose either. I don't mind what you choose. You can have the balls and the block, or just the block, or just the balls, for an occipital release with the block. So set your block up on the medium level, supporting your head, slight tuck of the chin to massage your head from left to right. If you feel like the balls are just too much, then take them away. Vice versa for the block. If you just want to focus on the balls, then do what's best for your evolution, for your body's evolution. And I do recommend that you do what's, for lack of a better description, the most uncomfortable. Because that's the body's way of whispering to us. Those experiences of discomfort or dis-ease, that's the body's way to communicate. What we do with it, that's the choice that we have. What we do with those whispers and that information. Being human, we can choose to ignore or evolve. We can choose to repeat or evolve. We've got about another 3 minutes. So you can choose to stay as you are, you can choose to mix it up, change it up. Do anything that you feel is the most appropriate for your practice today. for 1 more minute. Last 3 breaths. This is going to take us into our final rest, our true Shavasana, the mother of all poses for evolution. What that looks like for you, up to you. So set yourself up. You can keep the occipital release with the block, you can keep the balls underneath the glutes, you can keep your legs at butterfly or extend them long, you can bring a bolster in underneath your knees or your spine, or you can have nothing at all, literally just legs long, arms long, lie down and allow your body to absorb, soak up the practice. Allow your mind to be still with the flow of your breath, and allow that breath to be long and slow, the gateway to our highly sophisticated nervous system that is designed for higher states of consciousness. Tibetan Buddhists have an expression. This birth, this human birth, is precious. This is a precious human birth. It's precious because of all the beings on the planet. The human being supposedly is self-aware. We can become self-aware. Through that self-awareness, we can develop higher states of consciousness. In fact, our human nervous system is designed for higher states of consciousness. We are intermediary beings. We're not quite animals, not quite celestials. In this intermediary state, with this highly sophisticated nervous system plus the ability to self-reflect, we can evolve. We can experience through that self-awareness the expansion of who we are. Deepen your breath. Really feel it moving through the body. And then move the body gently. You can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. You're eventually going to help yourself up to a comfortable seated position. So what that looks like for you is up to you. Feel free just to sit comfortably on your bottom or roll over onto a side, either side, it doesn't matter which side. You can stay on your side for a moment or two and then help yourself up to a comfortable seat. Once you do make your way up, if you needed to open your eyes and to maneuver around your props, then close them again and bring your palms together in front of your heart center, Anjali Mudra. The vibration Om, the mantra Om, is super powerful, and it is also a direct link to our nervous system. Our nervous system operates through vibration. Our whole being operates through vibration. And so the vibration in the mantra Om is about connecting deeply to that sophisticated nervous system through the vibration to heighten that vibration, to heighten our consciousness. So let's close our practice with that powerful vibration of Om. Take a deep breath in. Thumbs to third eye center, just in between your eyebrows. Our eye of intuition, and we bow. We bow to ourselves, our higher selves. We bow to each other and to the entire cosmos of which we are a part. And that evolution happens cosmically and individually. And being part of that evolution brings us together. Together we are one, together we say Namaste. Namaste.